Welcome to the Daddy Sharps featured bets, everybody. These are the bets that we also love in addition to our best bets, which we share on our podcast.
And you're only going to find these featured bets right here on the daddysharps.com website. A beautiful website, my man.
It is a beautiful website. You can also check us out on social media at Daddy Sharps and at Daddy Sharps Podcast. And check out our YouTube channel. Some pretty cool stuff there as well.
Yes. So, my man, let's jump right into our featured bets. There's only one college football game to break down this week, and it's a big one.
It's a big one. There's a big one, John. Army meets Navy in the 124th playing of America's game this year. They're playing at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts for the very first time, John. Army favored by, it was 2.5 all week. It just bumped up to -3 now, but I'm on the other side of this. I'll just say it right now, with a higher VIG, which I don't like. The over-under in this one is 27.5, down from 28, which is where it's been standing pretty much all week long. John, we recapped this. We broke this down in our best bets in the podcast, but here we are on our featured bets. So what we're going to do here, since there's only one college game this week, let's just remind people who maybe didn't listen to the podcast, but here they are on the website, exactly how we're breaking this down and why we're picking what we are. John, start us off. Who do you like? What do you like? Where are you going with this? And then I'm going to tell you probably why you're wrong.
Hey, numbers don't lie, sir. All right.
I love you.
So here we go. I'm going to start with the spread here. I love Army -2.5 for obvious reasons. First of all, it's -2.5. That's fantastic. Like you said, it just went up to 3. The reason I like Army in this game, both teams are 5-5 on the year, but really it's the quality of the wins. Navy didn't beat a team with a winning record all year. Their 4 Division I wins against teams that finished a combined 14-34. Only a crazy man would pick Navy. Army, on the other hand, had 3 Division I wins, but look at those opponents, combined 23-17, and they're all bowl games. 2 of them were against 2 of our favorite and most bet teams the last 2 years, UTSA and Air Force. And every team that they beat, that the Division I team, they're going bowling. They're bowl teams. Army has all the momentum as well heading into this game on a 3-game win streak, and they can win the trophy outright if they take this game. So, for that reason, I like Army -2.5. Now to the over-under. The over-under actually dropped to 27.5 earlier today, and I love the over. So last year, we have a little flashback here. Luke said the under streak's going to end, and you were right, sir. And I say a new streak begins, an over streak. And sure, the over is 1-9 in the past 10 meetings between these two teams, but never has the total been this low, 27.5. 10 years ago, it was 49.5. I don't know if anybody's been keeping up with football, but it's easier to score now. So I love this over 27.5. That number is way too low, and I think the books have adjusted too much. Give me the over.
You're bowling. You're bowling.
I am bowling, sir. Try and take Navy here. Try and do it.
I'm probably gonna do it. You just wait. But we got to talk the uniforms first, man. Because we have a bet that was going on our best bets right now. We're gonna find ourselves a reputable, credible public vote out there that we both agree on, and we laid some side hustle money, just you and me. I don't know, a daiquiri. I'm gonna bet you a daiquiri and a steak. They don't go together, and we're just gonna
wild card weekend.
Or a Syrah. You like Syrah? How about a Syrah?
Oh, yes.
Of your choosing. Loser pays for that Syrah. Let's cap it at a reasonable amount of money. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But so we're gonna go with. I'm gonna pick a uniform that I think is gonna win the public vote, and you're gonna pick one. We already revealed this on our podcast. Navy unveiled their dark blue silent service uniform. I think that's a pretty hot uniform. It's a tribute to the U.S. Submarine Force. Army wearing their tan dog-faced soldier uniforms look really cool, paying tribute to the 3rd Infantry Division. The division's famous mascot, Rocky the Bulldog, is going to appear right there on the helmet. I'll start us off, John. I'm going with Navy's silent service uniform. Those are going to be looking slick out there in the field. And you?
Army all the way, baby. They look amazing. They look like little tanks. I can't wait to see a fullback running that baby. He looks like a tank.
Oh, man, you're a little tank, and you actually are. You're like this stout wrestler with a
little fire.
fine. All right. So that's going to be an interesting bet. I love that bet. Let's go to the spread. I'm going to talk about the spread in this game. Both teams are ranked in the top 15 rushing offenses, averaging more than 200 rushing yards per game. Expect a lot of running in this one. In the air, they're pretty equal as well, I would say. I think defense is where this game is going to be won or lost. Navy, 30th overall in rushing defense, giving up 122 rushing yards per game and only 12 TDs on the ground. Army gave up 60 yards more per game and 1.5 more yards per carry. And before you say anything like, that was against lesser teams and those against better, man, I'm just going to move on. And I'm going to say, John, the midshipmen are going to win this game. They're going to win this game, I think, but they're definitely going to cover the spread. And you gave me the +3, so I'm going with the +3 because it's moved to 3 right now with a higher vig.
Yes.
So yeah, that's our bet. That is my bet on this one as well. Yeah, adding to what you said about the game total as well, 28.5 is where I think it started out. That's too low, in my opinion. 28 is too low. 27.5 is too low. Take the over in this one. Not even leaning that. That one is going to kill. I just, what are they doing? How are they adjusting for this? I just don't understand what they're thinking. Yeah, they're going to run a lot and they're going to watch a lot of, they're going to watch the clock and they're going to run it out. But these teams both score a lot of points in all their games. So I don't see how this goes under at all.
Yes, I'm with you. I like it.
All right. Hey, let's move on to featured bets then. The bets that we also love. And of course, because there's only one college football game, we're going to start out with your featured NFL bet this week. John, take it away.
All righty, dude. Let's do this thing. Detroit -3 at Chicago, 40.5. I got 2 bets here. I got 2 bets in the same game. I like the spread, Detroit -3. I also like Detroit in the first half by -1.5. Strong bet on the overall game spread at -3. Strong bet my power rankings with a 70% win rate. Detroit has been sensational against the spread in the last 10 games, going 7-3 in the last 4 games between these two rivals. The Lions are 3-1 against the spread. Now for that first half, I love Detroit -1.5. You have one of the best first half teams in the league in Detroit, ranked 2nd and 10th in first and second quarter scoring against the defense of Chicago, ranked 17th and 22nd in the first and second quarters. Hey, you don't have to be a mathematician to figure out Detroit's going to be leading this game by at least 2 going into the half.
Yeah, and we didn't share any of our picks here before the podcast. Normally we kind of do, we chat about it a little bit, but interesting because I love that Detroit halftime bet. I love it.
Nice.
I picked that as a winner as well. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Sweet.
I also picked same game. I love the Lions -3 in this game.
I think we should have made it a best bet.
Dude, I know. Temperatures in the third. I'm just going to build on what you said here. Temperatures in the 30s with wind around 20 miles per hour, a weather game in Chicago outdoors. I've heard so many analysts say, this favors the Bears in the running game. If you can get it a 3.5, which is where it was earlier in the week. But how? I mean, really, how? They still have one of the worst quarterbacks according to DVOA. The Lions have a legit shot at a playoff home field advantage situation here, so they're playing for a lot as well. You've got a divisional rivalry here, and you've got a divisional rival on the road. So according to the guru, the gambler, we all like to follow in the book we just read, Billy Walters.
Yes.
You got to add a point here to the visitor in a divisional rivalry game. Anyway.
Yes.
Windy games mean a lot of good running games, and I think that's advantage Lions.
I heard that argument.
Great running game.
Yeah, I heard that argument too, and they're talking about Justin Fields and his legs, but David Montgomery and Gibbs are not that bad. I would say they're a
Have,
little better here,
have you
folks.
heard of him? Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
All right, we're
Yes.
both aligned there. Yeah, we both agree. Detroit wins that game. Come on, man. What
Yes.
are we talking about here?
All right, sir. This is my scariest bet of the week, and I can't believe I'm doing it. This team has bit me 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to go with them this time. But man, this is a big number here. Green Bay -6.5 at the New York Giants. 37.5 is the over under. I'm going to take Green Bay -6.5. Green Bay, one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, and you're seeing it in this number favored by 6.5. I'm on it though. Last 5 games, the Packers are 4-1 against the spread. Giants have one of the lowest scoring offenses in the league. If Green Bay gets the lead, it's going to be difficult for the Giants to keep up. I look for the Packers to jump to that 10-0 lead, crossing my fingers here and hoping they cruise. My data loves this bet. It's a pure data bet. I'm going to take Green Bay -6.5.
Yeah, I love that bet too. So I'm going to tell you on that one. For my next featured bet, NFL teaser time. Buffalo Bills are at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 2.5 at home here. They should be, I guess. I don't know. Over under is 47.5. The Bills are coming off a bye week with a lot to prove and a season to save, John.
Yes.
I'm teasing the Bills up to 8.5 though. So I'm not an idiot. I'm going to tease them up to 8.5. I do think they win this game. I might sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they have a legit shot to win this game. Second leg of the teaser though, Baltimore Ravens laying 7 at home against the LA Rams. A kind of weather game here. A lot of rain, not too cold though. The over/under in that one is 43. I like the Rams to cover the 7 in this one.
Yes,
I really do,
like
and
that.
and that's a best bet, and I'm betting that. I already did. I also think though you got a healthy Ravens team here at home. They're coming off a bye. They're going to win the game, but let's just make it safe. I'm teasing the Ravens down to a 0.5 point and a 6.5 point teaser. So you got the Bills up to +8.5 against the Chiefs, and you got the Ravens against the Rams down to a 0.5 point. What's not to like there? Pay a little more vig, you're going to win.
I like it, sir. You're playing the middle there. Very smart.
Yep.
I like it. All right, next game here, and you touched on it earlier in the best bets section. Tampa Bay at Atlanta -2.5. 39.5 is the total. I like Atlanta here -2.5. This one's simple for me, Luke. In the last 5 games, the Falcons have been favored in all of them. In 4 of those games, they've been favored at less than a field goal. Heineke, 0-3 against the spread when he's starting as a quarterback. Ritter in that same stretch there, 2-0 against the spread. I think I see a tasty trend here, and Ritter is the starter this week. On the injury front, you have key injuries on both teams, but Tampa Bay has 3 starting linebackers on the injury report and a banged up secondary Atlanta. These guys have the 6th best rushing attack in the league. This is not the team you want to play with a depleted linebacker core. Give me Atlanta -2.5.
Yeah, not bad. At home too. Nice. Love it.
Yes. And
Overnight,
for the division. They're playing for the division lead.
yeah, right. A lot to play for here. Truth be told, I teased the Bucks up. I think they get a chance to stay with the Falcons here, especially in the aerial attack.
Yep.
Baker, is playing interesting football. So
yes, agreed.
Hey, what do you think about this one? Because I haven't seen you touch on this one at all. Either best bets or featured bets. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cleveland Browns. Browns favored by 3. This is flipped 6 points here. They were 3-point underdogs at home, and to the point where the odds came out that night that Trevor Lawrence went down with his looked like a broken ankle, and the way he was throwing off his helmet looked like it was season over. Now they're just saying maybe a high ankle sprain. Interesting. So if you played that +3 and now it's at -3, God bless you. The over/under is 31 in this one. Really low total. And that's what I'm going with. Call me crazy, man. Call me crazy. I'm going under 31, and here's why. Outdoor game in Cleveland. Temperatures in the upper 40s at best. Rain and wind guaranteed. And my guess is Trevor Lawrence is out with that high ankle sprain. He's not playing. Cleveland's defense is going to win this game, and the offense doesn't have to do much in this. Over, under, take the under 31.
Oh, it's a game I didn't touch this week, Luke.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
So I
You don't
think
like it.
no, I don't dislike it. There's just too much unknown for me in that one. And that one, there's a lot of bad weather games this week. That one's supposed to
Hmm.
be the absolute worst. I'm
Yeah,
imagining I don't know if you remember this Thursday night football. Was it last year? Denver Broncos at Cleveland, and
yeah.
the rain was sideways, super, super windy. Broncos lost. I'm seeing that kind of game all over again. And then, you know what else scared me about this game?
Beat hard. Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry, I'm sorry, Bethard.
Bethard in a way. Trevor Lawrence was seen at the facility today
Oh,
walking
I
around
know. Come on,
without a walking boot,
come
sir.
on,
Was
come
it a
on.
trick? Is he trying to get in the heads? I don't know. Is he actually going to play? The other night they made this big deal that he takes it serious. He hasn't missed a game yet. He's played 46 straight. Like, I don't know. I'm staying off. I'm staying off.
Well, yeah, and I think that game is. I understand what you're saying, and for me, that game is if you've got to believe, and you're not buying Cleveland's offense. I think they're a little bit better with Flacco in there than the others. Although he killed me with that interception at the end of the game last week, but I think he's the better quarterback. But that's not what you're betting in this game. You're betting that Cleveland's
Weather.
defense at home, and they play lights out at home
Yes.
in bad weather. That's what you're betting on.
Yep.
And that's what
Yep.
I'm betting on. I'm in. I'm in on the
Yes.
Brownies.
I like it.
Do you
you're
really?
probably you're probably not wrong here. There's just too much unknown for me. That's why I didn't
I
do
get it. And we have a
it.
rule. We have a hard, fast rule among the Daddy Sharps. You get quarterback issues and you just stay off because that's a smart thing to do. But, beat hard. I'm sorry, Bethard.
we
Uh,
for the folks at home, we were gonna call him Bethard if he won that game the other night, but he did
no,
not. So we are calling him Beat Hard.
he will forever be beat hard. All
Yes.
right, let's move. Let's,
All right.
as Brian Couple says, let's move on.
Yes. All right. This was actually going to be a best bet for me, but I had to move it. So the LA Rams at Baltimore -7. You've touched on this game a couple times already. The total, that's the problem. The total is 40.5 now. So I like under 40.5. And this was my favorite bet of the week. In full disclosure, the only reason I didn't make this a best bet was because of where I bought it. You can't even find this number now. I bought it when it opened at under 44.5. I still like the under 40.5 because the key number of 40 is right there and you're over it, but don't buy this any lower than 40.5. The reason the number has fallen, like you mentioned earlier, we got rain and we got 22-mile-per-hour winds. I like the under here, 40.5 in the Baltimore game.
You got under 44.5. You bought it like, when did you buy it? Sunday or Monday? How dare you?
Monday I wake up very early, so it's about 4 a.m. Monday morning.
Must be nice.
Yes.
Must be nice
Yes, it
to be
was.
you. All right, for my next string of bets here,
Actually, let's touch on that real quick, Luke.
Oh, okay.
We're going to touch on something real quick. So we have been very profitable in unders this year.
Yep.
And unders for a lot of people have been very profitable. The books have been adjusting. If you're
Trying
gonna,
to.
yes, if you're going to get over unders, you have got to buy them before Monday Night Football or at the latest Tuesday morning. If you're trying to buy totals later in the week, it really moves in your favor.
Agreed. The only thing I would say, and maybe it's more applicable to spreads, but unless you really believe in a certain way the line you think it's going to move, because it's always nice when it moves in your favor. But maybe that's more for spreads. Like if you love a dog, the general rule is wait until later in the week and see if you can get a higher number. But yeah, you're right, man. You gotta buy it early.
Yeah, this year.
Good for you.
Some years you buy them late, and this year it just seems like those early lines. Like you go up every Monday, I believe, correct? To
Sometimes.
get your bets.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Where last year I remember we were buying late.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on the year, and this year it's one of those early years. You got to get them early.
Books are trying to adjust and they just can't seem to get it right. And you've got 4 key weather games this week that are really, really interesting. And I bet all that well, let me put it this way. I'm gonna check the lines tomorrow and buy them under as long as I like those numbers. But I definitely like that one still at 48.5.
Yes.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right, man. So my next couple bets, you're going to see a trend here. I'm on one game, and I just, a lot of people are staying clear of this one. I again, I want to hear what you have to say. You're not going to change my mind, but I really want to hear what you have to say. I've got the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know, right? I can't believe I'm going to be watching this game tomorrow. Steelers laying 6 at home. The over-under is a low 30.5. My bet here, my first one, is the Steelers team total under 18.5. Again, we've got temperatures in the 30s. No, you're along the water in Pittsburgh. No rain. It's still cold though. Patriots defense is actually good, allowing 26 points over the last 3 weeks. They just can't win on offense. The Steelers are relying, though, on Mitch Trubisky on a short week. Yeah, I'm breaking the rules again because here we are in a quarterback situation. But, this is an offense that has failed to score the Steelers more than 17 points in 3 straight weeks and 7 of their 12 games. So I kind of like the under anyway in this game, but definitely the Steelers team total under 18.5 with Trubisky. That guy's going to throw some picks, in my opinion, as well. No, you can love it or leave it. I don't care. It's fine.
Well, I think the only way to watch that game is you got to have action on it.
Exactly.
That is I just read something before we recorded. That is the lowest under in 30 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is what they were saying. And I kind of want to bet the under to say I bet the lowest under in 30 years and hit it. You know what I mean?
I do, and that's the only reason I'm going to watch.
That's
the only reason I'm watching tomorrow is because I'm going to have action on it.
Yeah, exactly. There's also another prop that was very popular with that bet. So Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots is out. So the popular prop is Zeke Elliott's going to get a touchdown.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can do that.
Can they score a touchdown?
Exactly right. Maybe you parlay the under and the Zeke touchdown. Oh,
well, two prop bets I'm considering in that game are Trubisky under passing yards. I think it's 180.5, and Bailey Zappi under 140 passing yards.
Ooh.
Think about it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Some books, it usually is a minus 1,000 or a plus 1,000 bet. I don't know what it is in this one, but it's usually a very high odds bet that no touchdown is scored.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the ultimate bet right there.
Well, did you hear that? Who is why am I drawing a blank on the Pittsburgh Steelers running back? Why am I drawing a blank?
Najee Harris.
Last night I looked, he's questionable and may not. I don't think he's playing. He may not play.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Warren's pretty good, but he's good. Yeah. But Pittsburgh in the kind of game like this, they're going to run. They're going to run it.
This is a Pittsburgh type game.
It totally is. It totally is. Yeah. But what you're banking on and what I'm banking on here, and a lot of people are, and all you got to do is look at the prop bets and see what the books are placing on here, is a Trubisky pick. That you if you're playing this game again, you're betting the defenses. You're not betting these offenses, and that means a low scoring game. That's going to be interesting. Now I'm ready for this game, man. I can't wait.
We only got a few hours. We're gonna be in it.
Can't wait for the worst football game of the month. All right.
We make it fun. All right. My next game here, I like Denver at the Chargers -3. The total is 44. The bet I like here is the under 44. With the talent on the team, this stat always surprises me. The offensive firepower of the Chargers, these guys are 9-3 to the under on the year. Part of it is the Chargers only have Keenan Allen to throw to on offense. Over the past 5 games, Allen has accounted for 46% of Herbert's passing yards. Can you imagine that? The only over the Chargers have hit in that 5-game spread, Allen had 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Luke, what this bet really is about, I trust Denver's defense to keep Allen under 100 yards and not let him get in the end zone twice. So I like the under 44.
What do you think about teasing Denver up in this one? I think they're they're at 3 maybe, or 2.5, depending on the book. What do you think?
I like teasing Denver up. I'm actually
Okay.
toying with that this week.
Yeah, I'm looking at that pretty hard too. I haven't made that bet yet, but I'm looking at it.
Yes.
All right, New England Patriots at the Steelers. Here we go, another bet.
the
Again, the Steelers laying 6 in this one, and I'm going to bet this. And I don't care what you say. Data looks at it and says yes, this is going to happen, and I'm going to tell you why it's going to happen. Patriots +6.
Oh,
Let me repeat that. Patriots +6. They're going to cover in
my
this
God.
one. This game is all about bad quarterbacks against good defenses. The Patriots are on a massive slide. We all know that. And streaks in the NFL seem to break when you least expect it, especially in primetime games. I'm just saying, data loves the Patriots here. They can cover in a low-scoring game. So we've got a kind of a high spread here, 6, almost a touchdown in a low-scoring, cold game. Oftentimes, those don't match up well. You'd want a low spread in a low-scoring game. I'm telling you, Patriots cover +6. I might even go double units on that bet.
Oh, hey, before we go, me and you have been talking about this, and there, you took these Hail Mary. I'm not even going to say it's a Hail Mary. You got data on this. There's a game both me and you have data on, and both of us chickened out putting it on this podcast this week. We want to take who's Miami got? Tennessee.
The
Right?
Titans at home,
Titans.
yeah.
Data is screaming Titans +13.5. Screaming, sir. I'm afraid to put it in here as a featured bet, but I'm just saying keep your eye on that line. If that thing goes
Can't
to
do
14 or 14.5,
Can you do it? It wasn't 14 earlier today for me. I'm looking at it right now. I got a 46.5 total. So it actually, it's, we like the under in that 47 as well.
yeah.
Our data did, and it's at 46.5 now, which is interesting. I know. And the only, you know why I stayed off it. I'm going to stay off it probably.
Huh.
It's Simmons is out.
Yeah.
The number one
That's a big
guy
one.
that
Yep.
Tennessee has.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't
Won't
do
do it. What's the spread?
13.5.
Still there.
Yeah, with 10 cents on the dollar there. So that's it's not bad, but all right, I say that I can't bet it. If we could rebroadcast this, Sunday night or Monday morning, yeah, call me up. I'm probably betting it.
Yes. And then is our mind clouded because we also wanted Cincinnati +8.5 on Monday and we hit it? Maybe.
We haven't talked about the Seahawks either, and that's interesting. I'm staying way clear of that, but data kind of says they might cover in that one. I don't see how it happens. I wouldn't do it, folks. But yeah, that Miami game. Darn you, John. Darn you.
I know.
Now you've got
I had
me.
to put it out there. Folks, just stick with what we gave you. Don't do it.
You got me. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. It's up to you.
We'll put it on Twitter.
There you go.
All right, so that does it for the Daddy Sharps featured bets this week. And remember, always gamble responsibly within your means. The bets we share are based on our own research. We don't always win. Not always.
Don't always win, but we've been pretty good over the last season here on featured bets, especially. Hey, be sure and check us out on social media. Look for the Daddy Sharps on Instagram and Twitter, and check out our website, daddysharps.com. And we're going to be back next week, of course, with much, much more, John.
Luke, who is your daddy?
I thought you would never ask. We are.
Stay sharp, everyone.